What's this boy? Good boy. What's going on YouTube? This is Angus, the man with the plan who knows what he can. Nope. What's going on YouTube? This is Angus and a massive welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hope you're having an epic week and you're keen to be able to whip up a storm in the kitchen. If you're new to the channel, put your feet up, enjoy the video, enjoy getting a taste for what I'm all about, and really hope you enjoy this video. So, my YouTube family, guess what? The aim of the game today is that we're going to be getting our chef hat on. So, visualize me putting a chef hat on, and we're going to be making some sick protein brownies. Now, I've tried and tested quite a few protein brownie recipes in my time. I've seen some on bodybuilding.com, I've seen some on Taste, I've seen some on Pinterest, I've seen all sorts of ones, right? And some of them have tasted pretty decent, some of them have had pretty decent macros, but none of them have been ones where I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'll make that again. Or, wow, that tasted like the real thing. And this led me to, I guess, trial and error to try and come up with my own, where I'd just be making something that I'd be happy to eat again, something that has epic macros, something that I can eat a lot of, because obviously, I want calories for it to be very friendly and stuff like that. So welcome to my version of chocolate protein brownies. We have a sick secret ingredient which you probably wouldn't have guessed, which helps to make these nice and moist and give these a shitload of fiber, and obviously lots of protein per serve. So if you're someone who likes to obviously follow along in terms of recipe videos, check this out. Otherwise, if you want like a written version in terms of how to make this recipe, just check below in the description, and you can just obviously see how it's done and then get on with it. But super easy to make. Let's go head out to the kitchen and let's make some gains. So first off, we've got some coconut oil. Whatever sort of one you use is up to you. I'm pretty sure they've got similar macros and calories. So we're going to be using this coconut oil. We're going to be using, so you can weigh this out or you can just use tablespoons or whatever, but I use 28 grams. That seems to do it just fine. And of course, you're going to melt this when it comes to using it. A few drops of stevia for some lovely sweetener. We're going to be rocking some baking powder to help these rise a little bit, and of course you'll see me using this in action, so no fear. And the secret ingredient is we have got black beans. So this is no added salt. I personally got this from Woolworths. I think it was for like 80 cents or something like that, so super duper cheap. We're going to be rocking with some cocoa powder, 100% pure. I'm sure you can use cacao powder or the cleanse stuff, but this is just nice and cheap, $4 from Woolies. It's the way to go. Support the troops, home brand. And then we've got some chocolate protein powder. Of course, any one that you have will do sweet. I love using Bulk Nutrients. They're absolute champions when it comes to the game of protein. And I've just melted some honey. The reason why I've melted it is because with it being winter in Western Australia at the moment, things like honey and stuff solidify. So we've got honey. This is the one that I'm using here. We're going to be rocking out with this to help it taste nice and sweet. So yeah, let's get into some quantities, and I'm going to show you some action of me loading this up into the food processor. Let's get it, boys and girls. Time to cook. What's going on, legend? A massive welcome once again to this video, and I take it you're someone who loves their brownies and is keen to be able to make some macro friendly ones. So kicking off this voiceover so you can, I guess, get a bit more of a grasp into this recipe and just some extra tips. So we're kicking off first with microwaving the coconut oil, so that way it's kind of like the liquid or wet part of this recipe. And then here I am opening up a can of black beans. And obviously, to make sure you don't fight like an absolute trooper with this recipe, make sure, of course, that you rinse them, which is what we're doing here. We're running them under some lovely cold water, so that way they're nice and clean in terms of the actual black beans themselves, an amazing source of protein and fiber. So make sure you get your food processor there. I put mine on top of the scale so that way I can weigh my stuff properly. Here I am putting in the 50 grams of honey, of course melted, so that way it can come out of the actual honey thing or container easy. Then of course pumping in the melted coconut oil. I'm actually liking coconut oil at the moment, it's absolutely awesome. Baking powder, of course this is going to be our rising agent to ensure that the recipe isn't dead flat. Of course it's obviously not absolutely massively thick,
this recipe, but we're making sure that we've got a little bit of a rising agent. And I like to use stevia as my natural sweetener, just to give that bit of extra, sweetness about it. And then what contributes massively to the protein content of these brownies is, of course, using some whey protein concentrate. I personally like using chocolate from Bok Nutrients. It's got an amazing flavor about it and contributes to the recipe not tasting dry at all. And then when it comes to using cocoa powder, this is going to give it that real chocolate sort of taste, and so that it tastes nice and dense and just really tasty. So nice normal one from home brand, from Woolies, nothing special or anything, just a nice normal one. So that way you aren't pumping big dollars into making these brownies. So here we have all of our ingredients right here, tasty and ready to rock and roll, and away we go blitzing. So your goal is to blitz this for as long as it needs until you don't really see any lumps or clumps or anything like that. Should take you about 30 to 60 seconds depending on your food processor, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Here we have it, look at that, how tasty does that look? Oh, I'm getting moist just looking at this footage again, so good. So now our goal is that we need to be spraying your baking tray with a bit of cooking spray, or you can use some parchment baking paper, whatever floats your boat, and then simply just spoon out all the mixture as much as you can, so that way you're spreading it out nice and evenly with a spatula across your baking tray. See how you go. It should be pretty easy to be able to spread it all out. I got mine fairly even. And then of course, to be able to test it to see how good it tastes, I like to use my lovely dog Simba.
What's this boy? Good boy.
Rightio, so our oven is set to about 160 fan forced, so you don't really need it any higher than that. 160 degrees Celsius that is, and you're going to bomb it in straight to the middle shelf of your oven, so that way it's got even cooking, and you're going to set it in there for 12 minutes, and then that way you should be all good to rock and roll. What I did for those 12 minutes was basically wash my dishes, so maximize that time productively. Make sure you use a skewer. You want to poke it into a few different points of the actual cooked brownie. I like it so that it's got a teeny bit of mixture still in the edge of the skewer, so that way I know it's not overcooked and then it's just nice and fudgy. Then you're going to obviously chop it up into your 8 squares, so cut it long ways and then height wise, or however it is that you like to get 8 even portions. Should be fairly straightforward and nice and easy. And then with this, obviously the aim of the game is that you are keeping this in the fridge, so that way it can keep. Should be able to keep for up to about 4 to 6 days. In my house it doesn't last very long, so oh, there we go. So these are super tasty. As you can see, they're really aesthetic, such tasty brownies. I've made this recipe a whole bunch of times now since creating it. So get amongst it. Just one of these brownies is 111 calories, 4.2 grams of fat, 10.6 grams of carbs, and 7.4 grams of protein. So really nice and quick and easy. Let me know how you go with these, and hope you enjoyed this voiceover and enjoy the rest of the video.
Yes, how amazing is that? Really hope you enjoyed following along with me making my high protein black bean brownies, or as I like to call them, eat clean protein brownies, simply being because, well, they're probably the most nutrient dense brownies I've ever seen, and with a really nice spread of the different macros and really calorie friendly per serve. I personally have about half of this batch in one hit, so obviously this recipe serves 8. I have 4 serves, and I have it with like usually a bit of yogurt and some sliced banana. Mwah! An amazing dessert. So obviously really good if you're bulking. If you're cutting, obviously you probably have 1 or 2 of these and they go down an absolute treat. But yeah, let us know in the comment section below if you're going to try these. Make sure to tag me if you yourself give them a bash and make a video. Make sure as well that you follow me at my social links below on Instagram, Facebook, the works, and make sure that obviously if you're a returning subscriber, give this video a like, comment below. Yeah, just let us know how you found this video, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you're obviously notified, ding with that bell when I make new videos in the future. I aim to pump them out once a week, all sorts of good stuff, and me myself, I'm obviously someone that loves watching YouTube videos. I love watching people eat, I love watching people talk about just knowledge and seeing vlog type stuff. So let me know in the comments as well what specific stuff you want to see more of. Otherwise I'll of course just be winging it and having a good time. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in the YouTube world. Peace.